Okay, welcome back everyone to another episode of Yoda's Hut. I'm Bill. I go by Yodaman on the boards, and once again, I'm joined for commentary by Derek. Hey, Derek, how's it going today?
Doing all right.
All right, so we've got our first games here on Yoda's Hut, featuring sets from the Allies of Necessity Force Pack. I am on the right playing a Mono Navy deck that was actually suggested by Jarrett from the boards. It's got two family connections, two the last Grand Admiral, two protect the generator, two immeasurable power, that's the new Navy set, one corporate exploitation, and one sabotage in the snow. And Jerry is playing a card or a deck with the new Smuggler Rebel affiliation card that gives you you have to run six of each and you get a 7 card reserve. This was posted somewhere by Farsight. It's got two of the Last Warrior, two of Asteroid Sanctuary, two Spirit of Rebellion, that's the new Jin Urso pod, two Explosives Artist, two Haunting the Empire, and two Pushing Back the Empire, the Cassian Endor pod. And it looks like Jerry and I are getting going here. I started with Last Grand Admiral, Family Connections, and Protect the Generator. And I believe Jerry started with Asteroid Sanctuary, Explosives Artist, and I can't tell if that last one is Spirit of, the Haunting, not the Haunting the Empire.
I don't recognize the
the push,
artwork
yeah,
yet.
the Pushing Back the Empire.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the new ones just yet. So, oh wait, he did just. Oh, that's with Sabine's explosives that he just did,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think it's actually Haunting the Empire, the one from Harris set. So Explosives
Harris.
Artist,
Okay.
yeah, lets him look at the top 10 cards of his deck for a Spectre unit and then put it in the hand, and he found Zeb there.
Mm-hmm. That seems good.
Yeah.
The ones you mentioned for the Navy, there at the end, that was the Espo Trooper set, right?
Yeah, it's got the Espo Troopers, and
Yeah.
Sabotage in the Snow is that Hoth set with the
Yeah,
two
that's
forward command posts to get some
yeah, that
resources
became
there.
standard with all the shielding stuff that was out there for the while.
Yeah,
With
and that's
troopers and navy and stuff.
and that's what this deck certainly looks like it's going for here with family connections and the trooper stuff, and
Yeah.
certainly the new Death Trooper set with Krennic. And
And then we're going Spectre on the other side, it looks like, but not with, we don't have Kanan set, obviously, because we're not doing Jedi.
yeah, it's like half Spectre, Falcon, and then a couple new sets. So looks like I'm starting with the assembly area. That's the 2-for-1 resource that's in the new immeasurable power set. And what that lets you do is it reduces the cost of the first trooper unit you play each turn by 1. I'm playing a Nogri Bodyguard, and then I'm going to get to play a Death Trooper for 2. So that's pretty good value there.
Now, Protect the Generator, is that, I always get them confused, is that the one that has promotion in it?
Yeah, Protect the Generator has promotion, and it's the one that
Okay, yeah.
after the first enemy unit's focused to strike against the Navy objective, they have to place an extra focus token on them.
Yeah.
So it looks like I'm just committing the Nogri here, taking balance and passing turn to Jerry. So
Yeah,
Jerry
promotion on Thrawn is pretty brutal.
yeah, so I got Thrawn to put him on. Uh, you know,
I
that's
loved
probably the
running
best
that.
option.
Yeah, I loved running that with the Imperial Entanglement set with the Decimators.
Right.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
I'll strike first for double black tactics.
yeah, that's pretty brutal. All right, looks like Jerry is playing one of the improvised defenses on Explosives Artist, and I think he was doing that because Explosives Artist has influence, so he wanted to try to help make sure he kept that around.
Yeah, I mean, he does have Hera's objective, so he really does have a 2-2 split.
Right.
So I think it might have also just been a fact that there's not really an objective there that he absolutely needs to keep right now.
Right.
So that might have been the other reason. It's just there's not really a great target for it right now. So we've got to put it somewhere.
Yeah, and there's Ghost.
Ghost is good.
Ghost is a good unit just on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of wonder, without something like May the Force Be With You or the other cards, yeah, he's just going to commit and take balance. So the dial go to 2. I'll get to refresh here. And after I refresh family connection, let me put a shield on a trooper.
Now the Nogri is not considered a trooper though. He's a
No,
character,
yeah,
right?
he's a character, and
Yeah.
he just has the protect officer trait. There's 2 Espo troopers, which I probably did that in the wrong order unless I don't have another unit to play. And then there's a forward command post for 2. So all my shielded units will now get a blast.
Ghost has elite, right? It also has protect Spectre, but does it have elite?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ghost has
I
elite.
think it does.
Double
Yeah.
check. Yeah, Ghost is elite and protects Spectre, and when a Spectre or
Yeah.
Rebel unit's targeted by an enemy card effect, you can focus Ghost to cancel it, and then also draw a card.
Right. Yeah, so having Ghost on the board with Protect Spectre, you can bet Zeb is probably coming next turn.
Yeah, looks like I see. Is that Tag maybe in my hand? No, another Death Trooper. Which, if I had played that first, I could have only spent 2 on it, but I played the Espo Troopers first stupidly. I think I probably figured I had enough resources either way, so maybe wasn't that worried about it. But
Yeah.
and now I'm just gonna swing with a little Espo Trooper here. See
Get
if
some
I
unopposed.
get some unopposed, unless he wants to block with Ghost. I wish I would have drawn something with tactics, but I don't think there's a ton of tactics in this deck. I mean, Thrawn obviously.
Yeah.
Um, I think Krennic has tactics.
I think I
Dyer
don't
has
remember.
tactics
I
too.
haven't
Yeah.
used Krennic yet, so I don't remember off the top of my head
Yeah, he
what
has a
his
black tactics
got.
and a white tactics, and Dyer has a black tactic. So I have some, but
Yeah.
not a ton. So
Well, those are your ideal targets for promotion.
yeah, so I went after Asteroid Sanctuary, got a cheap unopposed in, and now he blocks my second attack. I guess I was going after Haunting the Empire there, and killed my Espo Trooper with Ghost. But now I might swing unopposed with
Yeah,
the
with the
shielded.
shield because of the blast.
Yeah, because the Death
So
Trooper has a blast anyway. He's got black gun, black blast, and white gun.
so you're actually giving it 3 damage
Yeah,
there.
I get 3 damage. Not a bad start there. So
Yeah,
try to
I
be a
think
little aggressive with the troopers and just hope he doesn't get too much stuff. And then I took balance back with the Nogri.
Yeah, I think that was probably a mistake. I think he should let that second Espo go and be ready for that Death Trooper if it was coming.
Yeah, maybe he thought I was only going to attack twice. I don't know.
Well, that's why he left that objective for the last attack because it has the extra health from the
Right.
improvised defenses
Yeah.
also. So if you blow it up, it's not the end of the world, and he'll get the improvised back then.
Yeah,
Also.
exactly. All right, so
But
now
he did let you just do half the necessary damage to blow it up, and all he got was an Espo Trooper out of
right.
it.
Now he's got 6 resources here, so he should be able to get some stuff down.
And also, if he didn't block, not only do you maybe not make the next attack, but he probably could have kept force.
That's also true. Yeah, I don't know if I would have sent the Death Troopers in or not. They have 3 health, so unless he had
Yeah,
a
but
heat.
he would have taken out the shield if he wins edge, which means you would have done actually no blast and you guys would have traded a couple points of damage, but you would have got no blast versus 3.
Well, the Death Troopers do have a black blast.
Oh, is one of them black?
Yeah,
Okay,
one
so
of
you would
them's
have
black,
got
yeah.
one blast in, but then the Death Trooper still takes 2 damage,
Right.
I think,
Right.
making him very easy to kill.
All right. So Jerry's probably weighing his options here. This is one of these things when these new cards. We had literally both pretty much just got the packs. I gave it to Jerry before we started, so he had maybe looked at it for 5 minutes before we started and tried to build the decks that people had suggested. Like thinking of some ones that looked interesting. So it's always fun when you're reading new cards kind of for the first time here because we hadn't looked at them as much as we probably could. We just hadn't been able to get together and play the LCG much lately.
I wasn't paying attention to, but when you attacked with that Espo Trooper and he killed it, did he draw a card from Asteroid Sanctuary?
I
Because I know
don't
you
remember.
guys didn't do an edge.
I think he didn't, but he realized he was just going to draw like the same card anyway, so he didn't worry about it.
Yeah,
So-
it's just the potential to maybe that top card was terrible, and then you could have pitched it
Yeah.
at the start of the turn instead of something else.
That's true. but I don't think he did.
Yeah.
So I think Jerry's sitting there looking at my board, even though I got 2 defenders, which, Death Trooper's not bad. The Nogri's only got 2 health. But I've got a bunch of resources out. Next turn, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the potential discount on a trooper. And I think he's probably trying to figure out how he can keep me from, like, just swarming the board here and, like, overrunning him.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, if you had sent that Death Trooper and he blocks and deals a couple damage, he could play Zeb right now and kill that trooper with targeted strike.
Right. But he didn't do it that way.
Yeah. The Death Troopers they're not considered characters, right? Where you could protect with the Nogri. They're just troopers.
The Death Troopers? Yeah, they're characters.
Yeah. Are they characters? So
yeah,
he actually does have the protection of the Nogri then.
Right. They're well, the Nogri only protects officers.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was protect character.
No. But
okay, never mind then.
but I do have family connections in here, so that based on the suggested deck that Jarrett put in, and the security task forces are in there from Tag Set, and they have protect trooper, so they can protect the Death Trooper, and the troopers protect Krennic. So
right.
There's a lot of different protects going around here potentially.
And with all the shields, that's the other reason I think he really needs to play Zeb this turn. He's got to get family connections off the table.
Yeah, I think it would be helpful to get it off there and stop me from getting the shields.
Trooper decks, I mean, there's a whole different level of destruction they can do and they can handle when that objective is out there. The deck is far less powerful without it.
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially since I've got, like you said, the 4 command posts is there to give it extra blast and everything, too. So it's just crazy.
If he doesn't get rid of that thing soon, this could be a short game.
Yeah, it sure could be. But we'll see. I mean, overall, my units aren't extremely powerful as far as being aggressive.
No, but it's also, with family connections out there, it's like having orbital bombardment on the table. Even a random chud has a blast.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the Espo troopers are even decent when they get their shields on. So, all right, Jerry's really been weighing his options here. And I said, I think he was telling me he just was worried I was going to swarm him. So he's trying to figure out how to kind of keep from being overrun everywhere. Mm-hmm. If I put out, 3 or 4 more units next turn. So, because we know he has Zeb. I was a little surprised he didn't just play Zeb first turn, but I could see playing Ghost since Ghost is elite, and it's kind of probably good to get Ghost out there first.
Yeah, I think he needs Zeb, and he needs to go after family connections, and he needs to take something. I think if I mean, like you said, you might not have attacked with the Death Trooper if he'd have left Ghost there for defense. But if you had, Zeb could take him out right now.
Yeah.
Right now, Zeb attacking is only going to damage something. He's not going to kill anyone unless he just takes out the Espo.
Right.
Which seems like a waste, but when you figure he's going to have a shield and a blast, it's probably worth doing.
Right.
But the main point is he needs to start swinging at family connections and hopefully get rid of it in 2 turns. Which guy is that? That's a new one.
Yeah. All right. So what's he got there? Jeez.
I know one of those is the shielding. Oh, there's 2 of them. Those are the shield guys from the new Rebel set that you can use to counter abilities.
Right. Yeah.
By pitching them from your hand, but they still have their 2/2s with shielding.
Right.
When they're in play.
Yeah. So there's 2 Rebel Saboteurs, is what it looks like, and I guess the other one's the crafty Smuggler. Is
that the guy that refreshes at the start of the Force phase?
Yes, it is. Yeah, that you get to take a focus token off him there. Now, he's attacking family connections, it looks like, with the crafty Smuggler. Okay. So the crafty Smuggler is going to get double focus because it protects the generator. But I guess then he'll at least be able to take 1 off when he goes to Force. Yeah. So he's just going to do 2 to family connections, so it looks like it's going to stick around.
I was kind of surprised you didn't block that.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously going to be playing defense with the other guys. I might have blocked with the Death Trooper. You could have got him off the table if you'd have won edge.
Yeah, maybe I should have.
Especially after he just played 3 cards there.
Yeah. So I'm getting refreshed. Got shields on all my troopers, my 2 death troopers and my Espo trooper.
Hmm. Yes, the big thing now is that those guys that he added both have shielding.
Right, but at least he can't use them to cancel my stuff now.
Now, I mean, there's all kinds of abilities. Those now,
There's
how is
tag.
it when let's see, tag when which he's the one that returns guys to your hand,
Right,
right?
yeah. So any trooper that costs 2 or less when it, basically leave play, you can return it to your hand instead. And there's a
Yeah.
death trooper for 2. Trooper unit you control with printed cost 2 or lower, leave play, return it to and
Hmm.
yeah, so I
Okay.
think that's why Jerry played out the way he did. He could tell I was getting ready to probably with this
Yeah.
trooper deck play a lot of units, so he decided against Zeb to get more bodies on the field. And
No,
then I think,
I don't think that was wrong.
yeah, and I just promoted tag. So now I can give people 2 black bombs.
Yeah. I always love putting promotion on somebody like Cross or Mock,
Right.
who had so many blasts, and he just some little guy all of a sudden can one shot an objective.
Yeah, there's another Espo trooper.
Now the saboteurs, their thing, they cancel like, is it an activated ability
It's
when they're discarded from hand?
right,
Is
right. It
that
only
right?
works when they're discarded from hand. And the
Yeah.
way they read it is when an opponent triggers an ability on an in-faction card he controls, spend 1 resource and discard this unit to cancel that ability's effect. So triggered
Could
abilities are like, interrupts, actions, reactions.
So that wouldn't work to cancel like family connections when you put all your shields out there, would it?
Um, I don't. Well, it's a reaction, so yeah. I think the problem
Yeah.
is, yeah, yeah. I guess he could have potentially done that. Now we're thinking about it.
Hmm. So that, I mean, if he kept those in his hands, that would have been 2 rounds of you not having any shields.
Right. Yeah. Now you have to spend the resource to do it too. So maybe he didn't want to have
Is
to
it
do that.
pay 1 resource and
Yeah.
discard the card? Is that what it is?
Yep. Pay one
Okay.
resource and discard the card.
Well, he spent 6 resources that turn. I mean, he could
Right.
have played Zeb and then pitched one of them. Because he also double focused Hera. Now he's only going to have 4 next turn, so he could
Right.
have played Zeb for 4 and pitched a Smuggler with the remaining resource and canceled all the shields.
That's true.
And then the next turn, maybe he plays the little guy, pitches another one, and he still has, a couple more resources to
Yeah.
work with.
And I guess the disadvantage there is then he would have ended up just with one other unit on the board.
Yeah,
So
but you wouldn't have had all the bombs that you
yeah,
have now.
yeah, that's true. So I am attacking with the Death Trooper at Asteroid Sanctuary. He's blocking with the Rebel Saboteur, so he's going to get shielding here.
Yeah. And the
I,
deal is, too, like I said, if you'd have done it with Zeb, then you have the targeted strike. You could pick off, a unit or two, or in this case, probably do some damage to tag. And hopefully by the time after the 2 rounds passed, Zeb can take out family connections.
yeah. So I must have passed Edge there, and he put in a well-equipped, and he's going to take a damage off of Explosives Artist.
Yep.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
Nope. That works out just fine.
So he's going to do a damage to my Death Trooper. I let it go through. I kept the shield on, obviously, so I could get the extra
Yeah.
bombs. So I think I've just decided, do I want to use tag here or wait? And I think I ultimately decided to wait on tag.
Now, are you going at Asteroid?
Yeah, I was going
Okay.
after Asteroid Sanctuary. So I'm still going to get to do 2 damage. Oh, I am going to use promotion and give him 4 bombs total now with tag's bombs.
Yeah.
So it almost blow it up.
It adds up pretty quickly.
Yeah, and the dial is at 3 now. I think Fred said because he had still had balance when my turn started. So 4 damage on Asteroid Sanctuary, 2 on Explosives Artist, not on Haunting the Empire. But I gotta think I'm gonna to go in here probably. I might send the Death Trooper and Tag in because I can protect Tag with the Nogri because he's an officer.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm
That
just
would give you enough to blow it up.
Yeah, it looks like I'm just sending the Death Trooper in.
His tag has 2, the Death Trooper has 1, plus the other one, so that's 4, 5 with
Yeah.
unopposed.
Right. Now, he would have shielding with that other Rebel Saboteur if he chose to use it, so.
Yeah, tag does he have anything besides the 2 blasts? Does he have a third icon that's white
No,
over
it's
there?
just those 2 blasts.
Okay.
I mean, he's got the ability of the
Yeah.
things going to your hand, but that's it.
Well, if you can win edge, you can kill that Saboteur, assuming he puts the shield on the objective.
Yeah, and he is
He's
blocking
blocking
with
both.
Ghost and, yeah. I was a little surprised about that, but maybe he's thinking he can get rid of this Death Trooper here.
Actually, you might be thinking he's got to get tag off the board, and even if you protect to the other guy, he's got to deal with that at some
Yeah,
point.
looks like he twisted away a supporting fire, I think. I might pass now. I think I did pass, and he's going to win the edge battle with Asteroid Sanctuary. Let's see what he chooses to do here. So he's going to shoot the Death Trooper for 2. I'm going to take the damage, and then I'm going to focus and get the extra bomb because of forward command post because the shield's still there. Now I could use the shield to save this Death Trooper, actually, because he's got a gun with the Rebel Saboteur. I'm going to block it. So I still got use out of the shield.
Does he only
2
have
ways.
one gun?
He's only got one gun, and he's got a black gun and white blast, if I remember right. It's a little hard to see on there.
I was thinking it was a white gun. Okay.
No, it's a white blast. And now Tag's going to go in with the Espo Trooper after haunting the Empire, and I'm going to get 4 damage on that.
Oh, did you only send the Death Trooper? I thought you had sent tag with him.
No, I did. I guess I didn't send Tag.
Okay.
So that's, and I'm going to commit the Espo Trooper and take balance.
Yeah, the thing is, tag returns guys to your hand, but he doesn't return 3-cost guys, right?
Right,
Which the Death Troopers are. They have to be 2 or less.
Right.
So you can still potentially get those Death Troopers off the table. It's just stuff like the Espos that'll bounce back to your hand.
Right. And I really could use one of those security task force guys to help protect the Death Troopers.
Mm-hmm.
But I've certainly laid out some damage, even though the dial is only at 3. I mean, I could potentially blow up all 3 of those next turn.
Yeah.
And really get the dial up here. But I don't have as much back on defense since I was aggressive. I've got a Death Trooper, Espo Trooper that's committed, the Nogri that's committed. I mean, certainly the Espo Trooper could just get in the way and maybe suck out an edge card, and then it'll bounce to my hand if it dies. But I got to think Jerry's, number 1 target here is going to be Family Connections. Get that off the board.
I think he has to play Zeb right here.
Yeah, I would think Zeb might be a decent play.
I think you send Zeb and you send him with. You might have to send one of those shielding guys with him to make sure you get the blast. Because if you gang block, you're not going to get the unopposed. And that way also, I think he can use the targeted strike and eliminate that Death Trooper in the back that's only got 1 health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to get it off the table.
Yeah. So I think you would have to send the shielding guy with Zeb, and you have to win edge and let the shielding guy strike first. And you put the shield on Zeb, obviously, so nothing can happen to him.
Right. Now,
well, depending on what you block with, but...
Yeah, I mean, he's still got the 6... Actually, I'm trying to remember if... I can't see where his hand is now. I think Haunting the Empire might have been double focused, so he may only have 4 resources this turn.
Yeah. That's why I was saying that's what I didn't like about what he did last turn, because the other method would have given him... He would have still had all his resources this turn, and now he only has the 5.
Yeah, and he could have blanked the Family Connections, like you said.
Yeah.
Or turned it off, basically, if he chose to.
Now, with as many troopers as you got on the board, he's got to blow that up this turn.
Yeah, I got quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think.
Yeah, plus whatever you're going to play next turn.
Yeah, there's some troopers in this deck.
Yeah, he's got to get that off the table if he's going to have any chance.
Even though this deck Jarrett had suggested didn't have wasn't using any of the new affiliation cards, I just always thought troopers were kind of fun to play when you could kind of get all the combo stuff working. So I thought it'd be...
I always loved troopers.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to try this deck because it at least had the new set in it. So with the Death Troopers.
One thing about troopers is they had that one... what's it called? The enhancement you could use like 3 times a turn. Like when a trooper left play, you get to deal a damage to an objective or something.
Exactly, exactly.
The one problem I had is every time I ever played a trooper deck, I never drew a single copy of that card. Ever.
Yeah.
I could not find it
All
in
right.
any trooper deck I ever built. I always had 2 of them in there. I could never draw it.
Yeah, I had tough time with that too. Now Jerry played the freelance slicer there for 2 and looked at the top card of his deck to see if he could luck into an enhancement here, but I guess he didn't because I don't see any on the table. And he's
So I
still
guess
got
he's
2 resources,
still
so he can't play Zeb. So
he's still not playing Zeb.
yeah,
What does he have? The freelance plus what is better than Zeb?
I have no idea. There is Phantom. Okay.
He's getting guys on the board, but the problem is he's still not dealing with family connections,
Yeah.
and that's going to come back to bite him.
Well, he probably can try to deal with it this turn. I mean, I don't have any way to shield the objective, and he's certainly going to win edge. I've got 1 card in hand. So, and
Yeah, I
he's got
guess if
that
he
7
sends
card reserve.
Ghost,
Yeah. He could send Ghost in the freelance slicer and just take it out. Or take one of the saboteurs because he knows he's going to win edge and take it out.
yeah, I guess he can do it with Ghost instead of Zeb. I just think he wanted Zeb because of the targeted strike. He's got to start getting rid of some of your guys.
Yeah. He doesn't. He only has the 1 enhancement though, so doesn't. Don't you need to have more enhancements to get Zeb to trigger?
Well, he always has. It's the discard card and whoever has how many the most enhancements are his 2 triggers. But doesn't he, or what is it? Does he always have either of his abilities?
He
Is
he
it
always
like
has he always has the gun one. He doesn't. He only has targeted strike if you have more enhancements.
okay? I was thinking it was the other way around.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I just was looking it back up that just
Okay,
to
you're
make sure I'm
probably
not
right.
remembering it wrong. Yeah, so he gets
I
targeted
was
strike while you control more enhancements, and he gets a gun unless your opponent discards a thing. So he's attacking with Phantom here.
so he wouldn't get either ability, assuming you pitched a card, which
Right.
then he's not too effective.
Yeah.
You really needs him to have the targeted strike is what he needs.
Right, right. And he's not drawing enhancements, obviously, or if he is, he's not playing them. So he's
Yeah.
taking Phantom out, and it looks like he's probably going to. I wonder if he's going to double focus something here rather than focus one of my defenders. I wonder. I look to see if he drew a card with Asteroid Sanctuary.
I guess that's true. Without Zeb having targeted strike, he wouldn't have been as effective these past
No.
couple turns as I've been saying.
Right. He does get the bombs, though.
Yeah, that's the difference. Is if he could have played Zeb and got the attacked with him and still had Ghost back as a semi strong defender. Where now if he wants to take that objective out, he's got to send Ghost, and then he doesn't have anything with more than 1 gun on it.
Yeah. Well, I think you definitely got to try to take out family connections here. I mean, it's
Oh
just a
yeah,
matter of who do you
I've been
send in.
saying that since the game started.
Yeah.
I
Now
don't
he's
think that
he's got to send enough guns in here to kill both my guys too.
that
He would
doesn't
not
look
have
like
it right
enough
now.
to do it.
No.
I don't know. Yeah.
And I'm gonna block with both. Maybe he's got it. I don't think there's a heat. Am I forgetting about a heat somewhere in here?
Well, it wouldn't matter anyway. Both those guys have 2 health.
Yeah.
He doesn't have 2 guns, so the Nuggery's gonna get to swing.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have a heat, he's in big trouble.
Yeah, I don't have a heat either. Dark Trooper Project is not in this deck, sadly.
Yeah.
That would have been. I always like put one copy of that in a Trooper deck, just because.
Does he have a target in that deck?
I don't think there's a target. Oh, I do know what something he has though that could help here. The new Fate card. because that lets you like give a gun and
Oh,
a
allies
blast
and
if they.
necessity.
Yeah, so maybe, and I think he'd have 4 copies of that because I think there's one in Jin set and Cassian set,
Yeah.
and I pitched 2, and he played. What is it?
It
Is that
looks like it.
yeah? I think that he played 4. It's allies of necessity and something else. I can't tell exactly what it is, but it's got 2
So,
pips. So
yeah, so that'll give him 2 guns on one and another blast on the other.
right, right, because that's
So he
what.
can
Yeah,
take out. Yeah, so he swings first, takes out the Nogri, the Espo whiffs, and then he takes out that and the objective.
right. Yeah, so I mean, it probably doesn't really matter how he says he's going to do it since he won edge, but because now one of
Well,
them's
it's
going
a
to have 2
matter
guns.
of not letting the Nogri swing is the only difference.
Right. So he's given the crafty smuggler a gun. Now the
Yeah.
crafty smuggler should technically double focus. I don't know if we're going to miss that. And he killed the Nogri, did a damage. I'll swing for nothing with the Espo Trooper. He's going to kill the Espo Trooper, but it'll bounce back to my hand. And
Mm.
then he'll blow up family connections. Yeah, and I think we definitely missed the double focus on the crafty smuggler there.
Well, as long as he's not doesn't commit him and use him to take force, it's not going to matter
Uh,
really.
yeah, I mean, he's just got to commit. Yeah, as long as he doesn't, unless he
Well, he's
attacks
still
with
got
everybody.
Ghost.
Yeah, unless he
Yeah.
attacks with everybody, it's not going to be an issue. So he's got his first objective here. I've got no. He's got a wide open board. I think he just drew with Asteroid Sanctuary. Kind of caught it after the fact. I
Yeah, but
think.
he's down to 3 guys, and you've still got potential for a lot of guys.
Yeah.
I don't think he can risk sending in, especially his shielders. If he goes in with anybody, I think you swing hard with Ghost. I think you save the shield guys.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think
Because
you can.
Ghost will put 3 damage on it, and then it's a whole lot easier to get 2 damage on something than it is 3.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if he really wanted to be aggressive here, I think you could send Ghost after protect the generator, get 3 damage on it. Send one of the rebel saboteurs, maybe the one that has the damage on it already after last Grand Admiral.
Well,
Get
he already made one attack. Remember, he sent the TIE Phantom in with the first
Oh,
attack.
that's right, that's right. I forgot he did
So
the
he's
Phantom.
only got one left that he
Yeah,
could send at the bottom.
right. Yeah, then you're just
And
better off
actually,
sending
that's
Ghost.
why the Lona, or does the Protect the Generator go off every engagement? Because you
No,
put
it's
focus on the TIE Phantom.
oh, that's right. It goes off the first one. That's right. He did it on the Phantom.
Yeah, so
Sorry about that.
you're correct in not putting a second one on
Yeah, I
Lona.
think I forgot he had done that first attack because it took so long before he did the second one. All right, so he set the Saboteur in instead and got 2 damage on the Protect the Generator.
Hmm.
And he's going to free up the Crafty Smuggler. That will just go to 4. Yeah, I guess the only thing I was thinking is if you attack with Ghost, even though the Ghost does have 2 guns, so maybe that's what he was thinking there.
Yeah,
You
I
could,
think I probably would have just not attacked,
yeah.
personally.
And I flipped
Oh,
up another
jeez.
family connections, which will go off the way that the timing works. Because you
Uh,
replace objectives before you technically hit the after refresh.
yeah.
So all my troopers just got another shield. I think Jerry's like, you got to be kidding me. I blow it up and you pulled another one.
Yep.
And I've still got 7 resources plus the trooper discount for the first one I play. Now, the thing is, I could blow up all 3 here, and the dial's only going to go to 10. So, because it's at 4 now.
Yeah, but he still gets some work. He doesn't have that much blast on the table. Well, I guess he does. I keep thinking those stinking saboteurs have guns and not a
No,
blast.
they have white blasts, and like I said, he's got
So
the
he's got a
7-card
blast
reserve.
on pretty much every unit out there except the Phantom, I think.
There is Director Krennic.
All right.
So
Now, he has Death Troopers protect him, right?
right, yeah, he's got the crazy thing that's after a phase begins, you can spend a resource to target each unit you control named Death Trooper. Till the end of the phase, each targeted unit gains, choose one, Elite Shielding or Edge 1.
Hmm.
So,
Well, shielding doesn't seem very useful right now.
right.
I don't think they need elite, so
No.
Edge 1 seems like the way to go.
Yeah. And he's got a black tactics and a white tactics, and he's got a white gun.
hmm No blast?
No blast.
Only 3 icons?
Yeah.
He sucks.
And he just got promoted though. So he's
Oh boy.
happy because I think he was trying to get promoted the whole time in Rogue One, and he's
Yeah.
finally got his promotion.
He didn't even get choked by Vader.
No, he did not get choked by Vader this time. Or taken out by Jin or anybody else.
Oh. Well, this is getting ugly.
Yeah, so now I can use that promotion to potentially give a lot of tactics out here, which would be nice.
Stinking Espo Trooper gonna come in with 2 tactics and 3 blast.
Well, I think promotion you can only give it to another Navy unit, so I can't actually give it to the Espo
Oh, that's
Trooper.
right. The Espo's technically not a Navy unit.
Right. But Death
Well,
Troopers are.
that Death Trooper is gonna gain some stuff.
Yeah, I could give him an extra 2 extra blasts from Tag and a black tactics from Krennic.
Are you giving him Edge 1? Since you get 3 Death Troopers, you could potentially make 3 attacks.
Yeah, I don't think I actually used it.
Because you've got the resources on
Yeah, I
Thrawn's
wonder if I forgot about how Krennic's timing worked at the start of the phase, not an action.
Yeah.
Or maybe I didn't care. Maybe I was. They
Because that
didn't.
Death Trooper can one-shot the objectives.
Yeah, like you said, it's not like I needed the shielding. The edge would be okay, but I might be better off saving the edge for defense or something.
Well, it depends how many Death Troopers you're going to defend with. You could send the Death Troopers and leave Krennic back there for defense.
Right.
Especially if you're going to tactics and lock down a bunch of his stuff. I mean, none of those guys over there are elite.
Well, Ghost is.
Well, Ghost is the only one, but you can put some tactics on the other guys. The Phantom's already going to be locked down. You throw another one on the Freelance.
Yeah.
Put a couple on the shielding guy, so he doesn't wake up.
Yeah, and I would assume he's gonna. If he blocks here, I think you got to block with the Saboteur and Ghost and shield Ghosts, so he can get a shot off. But, guess we'll see.
Well, he doesn't necessarily get a shot off if you spend both tactics on Ghost. You can go through the shield and then hit him right afterward.
Yeah, I could. I'm not sure that's the most efficient use of the tactics, though.
Yeah, but it's still he could stop Ghost that way.
Yeah. I'd rather let Ghost strike and then lock Ghost down.
Yeah, but so by doing it that way, you could do the same thing you did before. You let Ghost swing for 2 damage, and then you kill the other guy, so
Right.
you don't have to take that 3rd damage. The Death Trooper's going to survive.
Right.
He'll still have his shield and deal all his damage.
Yeah.
And with the promotion stuff given to him, he's still going to pop the objective.
Yep. So, and I just went after. Oh, I went after Han in the Empire, so I only even need the 1 blast anyway.
Yeah.
Well, unless he shields. Maybe that's why I did it that way, figuring if he blocked and shielded, then the Death Trooper would still take it out. I remember.
How much is on it right now? Is it 4?
Yeah, I think I wanted to take it out just because it would potentially keep him from having more resources next turn.
The block and shield isn't even necessary because you got the extra blast from the forward command post.
Right. Well, I think that's why I did it that way. I wanted to make sure, in case he thought about shielding, I could still blow it up. So I blew up one in the Empire dial, go to 5.
Now, the interesting thing is you could have used Krennic right there to lock down his other potential blockers and made some other attacks, but you saved it.
Yeah. Yeah, I might be. I remember being a little worried that I couldn't win, and I didn't want to leave myself so open that he could win on his turn. And so I might be keeping some of this other stuff back to try to use Krennic's tactics on defense, like we had sort of just talked about.
Right. Which you can do. I'm surprised though you did, since Tag's nothing but blast, so his promotion doesn't matter. So I was surprised you didn't go after something with more health and use Tag's ability, because saving his promotion doesn't matter.
Right. Well, I definitely wanted to get rid of Han in the Empire because of the resources. And I was thinking about trying to attack Explosives Artist, but I ultimately decided not to here, I think, that I just committed Krennic. And the Espo Trooper, it looks like, and that'll give me balance back. 4-3.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't commit the unfocusing force guy over there. Well, I keep forgetting his name.
Oh, the crafty smuggler. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think Jerry even mentioned that, like that he should have committed him. He didn't know why he
yeah,
didn't. And he's gonna flip up. Is that another haunting the Empire? I think it is.
yeah.
So
He
we
did the
both
same
have
thing
the
you
same
did.
thing happen. Yeah.
You still have the same objectives you started with.
Yeah. So he's still gonna have 6 resources. Surely Zeb's gonna hit the table eventually, right?
I think he's waiting. He's fishing with the guy for the enhancements until Zeb finally gets enough to where he's got more than you.
Yeah.
Because right now you've got 4 now, I think.
Yeah, I have 4 with the promotions.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
and
hard for him
he's
to get 4 more now.
yeah
He's only
he's
got
only
one.
got 1. So
I don't think there was a bow rifle and discard or anything like that. And
no,
he's trying the slicer, and nothing again.
I'm not sure how many enhancements are in that deck.
There should be quite a few because he's got 2 copies of Sabine in there, and then she had like 4 enhancements. Well, 3 enhancements in her.
She's got 3,
Right, so
so
there's
that would be 6.
right.
The bow rifles are 8.
Haunting the Empire's in there, so that's got the just the hidden outpost or whatever. Last
Yeah.
Warrior's in there, so he's got the bow rifle and he's got the he's got that's the one thing he has out, improvised defenses, but it's there.
Mm.
Asteroid Sanctuary's got the resource. Jin's got has the resource that's the influence one, right?
I
If I
think
remember
so.
right. Pushing back the Empire. I'm trying to remember if there's an enhancement in his. There probably is. Oh, actually there isn't. So, but still, yeah, there's like 12 enhancements, I guess, at least, or maybe
Yeah,
14.
the
Oh yeah, it's
14
more than that.
is
Yeah,
50%.
14. Yeah,
The thing you got to consider though is now we're also looking at a 60 card deck, not a 50.
right. There is a Cloud City operative. He's going to try to move it to the Espo Trooper. It knocks off the Espo Trooper shield.
So that again, that skews your odds a little bit to what we're used to. When you always have this set amount of the deck is this big, I know how
Yeah,
many I need to have a good chance to get it. Well, now the deck got a little bigger, so the odds are not quite as great. And then you have the potential for like it's more likely to get stuff like the old Jedi draw where you just don't
yeah.
draw any of the key cards, you
Right.
know.
Well, I'm thinking it's 16. So 16 out of 60 is still
That's a
over.
quarter.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's like if you had 12 or so, 12 or 13 in a regular deck. So that's
Yeah.
still, you should be drawing more than one enhancement like he has. I mean,
Oh yeah, you definitely should.
he's just not getting them. So,
It's just
and
there's
they
more
play Cassian.
places. There's more places those cards can be because the deck is bigger, so
Right.
there's more combinations.
Yeah. And he
So
just
even
played,
though the odds say you should get it, 1 out of 4 times, for all you know, they're in the bottom 20 cards of his deck is 15 enhancements, and you just never know.
yeah. So he just played Cassian Andor, and Cassian's elite. He's got 2 black guns, black blast, white tactics, and his reactions after he's focused to strike. You can remove a focus token from a non-rebel unit. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
there's the double strike potential.
That's pretty good.
That is asking for Zeb with his abilities.
Yeah. Yeah, he just didn't have enough resources to play in both this turn, and because he didn't have Zeb out before, it's not like he could
Yeah.
follow up here. So, but he's got everybody free now, thanks to that Cloud City operative clearing off Phantom. The question is, does he have enough blast to just win here? I kept a lot of cards in my hand that turn. I mean, I think I only really played Krennic maybe, and promotion on him. I think that was it. So I still would
Well,
have 4
he
cards.
played 2 cards, I think, but he also started with 7.
Right, right. But I guess the point is, unlike last turn where I had 1 card left, I think this time I have 4. Plus, I have
Yeah.
the ability to make the Death Troopers have Edge 1,
Mhm.
so that can help a little bit here. And I've got the tactics trick with Krennic and promotion.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like it doesn't matter. You don't have to win edge or strike first to be able to use that. You can block with 2 guys, and whichever one he hits, then you put the tactics on the other guy. So you're gonna get to resolve those, and that's what Jerry's got to be thinking is like, I know he's gonna get those tactics off,
Right.
and can I still do what I need to do if I lose my best unit, or if I have to leave this many units back to finish that objective, and if he picks off one of them, then am I screwed? So I have to save an extra guy, which means I commit one less guy. Then do I still have enough to get the first objective? And that's the math he's got to figure out.
Right. Now
Because of that type of trick.
Yeah, and we're looking at, assuming he doesn't find a way to win here, the dial will probably only go to 6, I would assume. He would probably find a way, if he's not going to win, to keep balance.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd still need to blow up 3, because he'd almost have to do that. If he lets a dial go to 7, I only need to get like 4 more damage in total. That's going to probably happen. So
yeah.
Especially because even if he takes out the other family connections, for instance, which that has the most health left, I could use Krennic's ability to give the Death Trooper shields and turn forward command post back on. So this is certainly a critical junction in the game. He's got to weigh his options. Can he actually win here? And if he can't, what's his best chance to survive my turn so he could win next time? Kind of think ahead.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some tactics out there now because Cassian's got the white tactics. Cloud City Operative has white tactics.
And that's the thing.
Phantom has white tactics.
If he can win Edge, he needs to send something like, the Cloud City with Cassian and let him double strike for the tactics twice.
Right. Yeah, so this is do you just throw them all 3 of the tactics things at family connections and try to lock down as much stuff as you can? Those shields on the Death Trooper are certainly going to make a difference here.
Well, and the other thing you can do is, you don't have to protect for those. If he can get rid of those Death Troopers, I think that's a victory in itself.
Yeah.
Because that leaves you with nothing to put your promotions on, really, that has a threat. You're not going to have the shields. Even if you play them, they won't get the shields for a turn, for whatever new troopers you add to the board. And that still gives him some blocking. So I think he can only, he can't send too much. Now, Cassian's ability works on offense and defense.
I think so. I think it's just when he's focused to strike. So.
Yeah. So the question is whether or not to send him or to save him.
Yeah, that's true. You could block with him and then have something else potentially double strike on defense.
Yeah, see, the problem by doing it this way is if he doesn't win Edge, he doesn't even get to strike.
Right.
If you wanted to lock those down. Although I suspect you would put the tactics on Cassian and on Ghost.
So I think what I was doing here is, it looks like he was getting ready to attack, and I said, hold on, start a conflict. I think I want to use Krennic this time. I was just trying to figure out, since I hadn't used him on offense, I'm probably just trying to figure out, am I giving Edge 1 or am I giving the shields?
Well, it only gives it to Death Troopers. They already have shields. You can't give them a second shield.
But I think it gives them shielding, right? So I could give them shield and objective.
Or does it give them shielding, or does it give them a shield?
It gives them shielding. Elite, shielding, or Edge 1.
So then I could shield the objective.
Right, I could shield the objective, or I could shield Krennic. I could throw Krennic in, shield him, and then I could get his tactics plus a promotion tactics with one of the other troopers.
Yeah, then you get 4 tactics out there.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
If I win Edge, I could get 4 tactics. Even if I lose Edge, I could get 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not give them the shield; it's give them shielding. So.
If that's the case, I think I probably block with Krennic and both Death Troopers, shield the objective, shield Krennic, and do exactly what you said and just lock his board down.
Yeah, or at least lock the big things down. Like lock Cassian down so he can't double strike with something else and maybe lock Ghost down. Because then he's probably not going to have enough blast to blow up the other two objectives.
So another way to look at it is when you're picking who to lock down here, your only other guy you got committed is the Espo. Can you lock down the right guys to where he can't take the force? Because the Ghost will be gone. He'll have to commit two things. If you place 4 tactics out there and he strikes with those 2 guys, is he going to be able to get force?
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I'm putting everybody in except the Espo Trooper, it looks like. I'm not quite sure why I put Tag in, too.
Your tag didn't do anything. I don't know why you would put him in there.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It looks like you shielded him instead of the objective.
There must have some method to my madness here. Maybe I just didn't want Tag to get locked down. Now, I think it's going to be hard for me to, win Edge, but because I gave them the shielding rather than the Edge one.
At the very least, I think you need to make him pitch his hand so that he has no edge for your counterattack.
That might be what I'm thinking here. And I'm thinking there's hopefully a way I can keep from losing.
How many twists does he have? We know he spent 1.
He's got 2, and there's the second one.
Did you have good stuff in there?
I couldn't even
down
tell.
1 card.
I don't think I had the best stuff in there, but I did pitch 3 cards. He's got 2 cards. And I'm probably deciding, do I want to pitch this last card?
I think you probably have to. You got to force him to pitch his last card.
I had 1 and he had 2. He pitched Zeb there.
Well, at least Zeb finally did something.
Yeah, he's gonna draw a card.
Well, one thing you can do is you can eliminate that Death Trooper now if you don't use the shield to save him.
Right.
So then he can tactics him, so you can still take him out of the equation.
So it looks like he's gonna strike with Phantom first. He's gonna try to shoot my shielded Death Trooper.
Yeah, so you have to burn the shield, and then you can tactics it.
Yeah. Maybe I threw Tag in just for another option for Krennic's and he tried to tactics Krennic, but I stopped that with the shield. So now I would think whatever I do, it'll be Krennic next. When I strike, so I can get his tactics before he potentially gets rid of my tactics with his Cloud City Operative.
Yeah.
So I'm going to focus Krennic. Actually, Krennic should be double focused there. Yeah, there we go. And I think I'll lock down Cassian first. Yep, I'm hitting Ghost. Cassian's got to get it. There's no way I'd want to let Cassian let somebody double strike.
Well, you got promotion. You can still get Cassian.
Yeah, exactly.
Later. You got to get the Cloud City to prevent the. No, you let him swing.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I guess I didn't care as much about that. Yeah.
Well, it was just damage you were giving away.
Right. All right.
Because you don't have enough damage to kill those guys, do you?
Right. Well, I mean, I guess the thing is, I don't really care that he was going to kill it because I just didn't want to get. I'm trying to focus his other stuff, so.
Yeah.
I didn't want to waste a focus token on the Cloud City Operative. It wasn't worth it.
So did you put... So you did... Oh, that's right. You only got 1 focus with Krennic. I was thinking
right,
you were getting 2.
Because I did not win Edge. All right, he's triple focusing Krennic.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
And I'm going to use promotion when I strike with Tag and give Tag the tactics.
Yeah.
And I would assume I'll hit Cassian. Yep. Well, that certainly might have helped my chances here. And I can still shoot something with the Death Trooper. If I decide I want to shoot.
You're only going to get 1 damage,
yeah.
Which is irrelevant.
I'll put it on Phantom just because.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you'd used your other Death Trooper before you got rid of it, you could have at least gotten rid of one of those guys.
Right. So I guess that ends that engagement. I've still got my Espo Trooper back to block. Oh, I have no cards in hand.
He's got one, I think.
I think he has two because he won Edge, so he got to draw with
Oh yeah.
Asteroid Sanctuary, and he
I'm
remembered.
surprised he didn't pitch that second card, because if he'd have lost that edge, he only put in two, and if he'd have lost that, he was in big trouble.
Yeah, I don't know what that card was.
As close as that was, in retrospect, maybe if you might have been okay if you'd have done edge instead of shielding.
Yeah, that's
Although
possible.
I still
Well,
think
he
the
had,
shield was
yeah,
probably the safer play.
yeah. I wanted to be able to get those tactics off. I know that's why I did that.
Yeah, if you did the edge and you still ended up losing, that would have sucked.
Yeah. So I guess Jerry's probably trying to decide, does he even want to bother an attack here, or does he want to leave everybody back on defense?
I think he probably has to play defense because he's not gonna win by attacking.
Right.
Although you can't win by attacking either if he takes force, which all he needs is two. He can do that with just the little lone operative guy or whatever he is, the smuggler new dude.
Right.
I
Yeah,
can't
he could.
remember his name for the life of
Yeah,
me. I don't know
crafty
if it's
smuggler. But he could
smuggler.
actually attack with that and still free him up and commit him.
Right.
So
So he could actually send everything, let you counterattack with as much as you want, and you still can't win, and then he just has to win next turn.
well, I could win if I blow up all three.
Oh yeah, if you do well, if he it depends on whether or not you've got just the Espo. He should be able to take out Family Connections. Doesn't he have enough guys left to do that?
Yeah, he could do that, and that would make it a lot tougher for me. But then he'd only have the crafty smuggler left for defense.
Yeah.
So
And are you down to one Death Trooper now, or do
uh,
you still have two?
on the board, I have two.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because Krennic's ability to still give the shields still
right.
makes those guys lethal for damage.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make him. He's going after family connections with the freelance slicer. I'm making him pitch the card, but he's gonna just replace it anyway. So he just pitched a rebel saboteur.
Rebel Saboteur.
See, he might have been better off saving that and just
Oh,
turning
he
off my
should
family
have,
connections.
or he should have used it to burn Krennic's ability.
Yeah,
Cancel it.
yeah. I guess
He
he
could have
wasn't
sent
thinking
enough
about it.
guys. He could have sent enough guys to kill Family Connections and still cancel Krennic's ability,
Well,
probably.
now in fairness, he might have just drawn that one with Asteroid Sanctuary. So maybe he
That's
didn't have it before. So he got two on family connections. It looks like he's going to send the crafty smuggler after protect the generator. And so that'll put it at 4 damage. But he'll be able to free it up when he goes to force and then commit it and take balance. So
yeah.
battle's going to go to 6. I need to blow up all 3 to win, but I've still got shields on Death Troopers here.
He still has a shielding guy as well.
Yeah, I think he's got 2 of them, right?
Yep.
But it's probably just going to depend on if I can draw enough stuff. So I need 9 blast. Somehow, some way.
Is that including the potential shields on everything and the extra health on Explosives Artist?
It was including the extra health, not the shields. I might be able to semi-negate the shields with the tactics, though, because I think Jerry's down to 2 cards in hand now, even though he won the edge battle. So he got to draw with Asteroid Sanctuary. So I could probably get away with only having to worry about 1 shield. Because I can lock the other shielding guy down, potentially, if he doesn't use them. So it's probably just a matter of what can I put out on the table. I see a Thrawn in my hand.
Too bad you don't have your promotion to give him.
Yeah, I can give him somebody else's stuff.
Send Thrawn, give him Krennic's things to give him 4 tactics.
Right, if I win Edge. I think I'm debating. I'll play somebody besides Thrawn here. He's going to try the freelance slicer. Been missed again.
I don't think he's hit yet with that.
I don't think he has either. I remember worried, like, what might he have in his hand to win edge? Like, how much could he have? I want to make sure I win edge battles. What
There's
else
still
do I really want to
one
put out?
twist out there too.
And what is that? Is that the Endor ATST, maybe? No.
It looks like a character. 2 health, 2 cost. I don't think that's an ATSD.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what it would be.
Black Blast, white gun.
I think it is the Endor ATST.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, that's what
I'm,
it
I'm
is.
looking at the picture, trying to figure out where's the ATSD in that picture. It looks to me like that's a guy on the right-hand side of it.
I think it's his it's legs at the bottom.
Yeah. Huh.
Now, promotion works on any Navy unit, right? Because so I can actually use it with.
Now, doesn't the ATSD have a way to double swing also?
Yes, when you can focus an Endor objective or enhancement to remove a focus token from it, and I have protect the generator open still, so I have an
Okay.
Endor objective that I could use that on, and I think that's exactly what I'm thinking here, that I'll be able to get
You could
around the shield. Yeah.
you could double swing with him and give him the promotion, because it doesn't promotion go till the end of the phase,
Yes.
not till the end of the strike.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. I think promotion
You,
goes to the end of the phase.
so you could give him Krennic's tactics, and you would have 4 tactics.
Oh, sorry, it's end of the strike.
Oh, it is on the end of the
Yeah.
strike.
Yeah.
So you only get it once. But even if he blocks with one guy, as long as you've got enough damage between that and what you give tag, you focus the other 2.
Right. Right. If he doesn't block, I just focus down the 2 shielding guys and it's over.
How much damage is on the Asteroid Sanctuary?
4.
Okay.
Yeah, so I only need, well, potentially 2 more with a shield if he shields it. So I might actually have this victory in my sights here, Derek.
Hmm. How much blast do you have between your remaining guys? Because you wouldn't even need to win edge because of Thrawn
Right.
being able to lock down the third guy if you focus the 2 shielders.
Right. Well, I've got the Death Troopers each have 2 blasts on them because of forward command post.
Yeah.
And Tag's got his 2 blasts. Plus, I've got the promotion on Tag.
And what's the damage count on the other objectives?
So
Haunting is healthy. It's
right,
not
yeah,
okay.
and then there's 3 damage on Explosives Artist.
So the Death Troopers by themselves could take out Haunting the Empire if they're unopposed.
Right, and actually I think we just called it here. Yeah, I think I explained how unless he could win Edge, there was no way he could stop me. So
Yeah, I don't think he could, because like I said, the Death Troopers will take out the 1. You can even send Thrawn with them to get a 5th blast if you needed it, plus the Black Tactics. And then you've still got Krennic and you've got Tag for dealing with the Explosives Artist.
Right, exactly.
So.
Yeah, so that was a pretty interesting game there. I mean, it's always a little bit challenging the first time you're playing with new cards, trying to make sure you read them right. Just takes a little while longer there. But it was definitely fun trying to play with the Death Troopers, and I could see where the Cassian could really allow for some shenanigans when you're striking there. So I was glad I was able to lock him down when I did. Mm-hmm. So
well, also, and he never used the Smuggler. He needed them for shielding. He never used them for their abilities.
Right.
If he'd been more familiar with them and he'd used them to cancel Krennic and cancel family connections throughout the game, it might have been a much different story.
Yeah. That's exactly true. Well, all right, so you got any final thoughts on this one before we wrap it up with our first Allies of Necessity game here?
No, I think we covered most everything. I'm still not sold on these 7 reserve 6/6 things for 60 cards in the deck, because I remember I've played I know a lot of people run 11 pod decks, and like Darth BS who will run 20 pod decks or whatever. But I did the math once on a game on a deck I built, for example, that was rarely combo oriented, and I added one pod to it, and it changed the math like by my odds of getting the cards I needed by like a couple percent. You know,
Hmm.
it's mathematically it's irrelevant, but then the deck was just trash after that. There was no consistency to it.
Yeah.
So I think adding 10 cards, increasing your card pool by 20% does a lot to hurt a deck's consistency. So you've got a huge advantage in edge in that you've always got 7 cards, but if you're reliant on getting a card that there's 2 of in your deck, I think it's more damaging than people are giving it credit for
Yeah.
just yet.
I think it's going to take some really specific builds to make it shine better,
Yeah.
but I'm sure people will come up with some stuff. I mean, I think probably in decks where you either just have a bunch of good units or you're just swarming maybe, so it doesn't matter like which ones you get, like TIE fighters or something like that. That maybe it won't matter. It's just going to give you more options where it's less
Yeah.
combo
And
dependent. But
and that's what I was kind of referring to with like the old Jedi draws as people called them. Like you got your 50 card decks and you've got so many mains, and sometimes you just don't get those mains. And it's like, well, now you've got a bigger deck and you may have more mains, but you're going to have the same problem. And it feels to me like it's a bigger deck, even if you've got more guys in it that you want to draw. It seems like the odds that you miss on them is greater.
yeah,
Even though mathematically it really doesn't look that way, I think the way it actually plays out, it leans more that direction.
right, right. It could
So,
happen. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So we'll see. We've got a few more games recorded from our first, sort of session where Jerry and I got to try out Allies of Necessities and some of these decks people have suggested. So we'll see how some of these other games go once we start looking at them. All right, so I guess we'll wrap it up for this one. Thanks for joining me for commentary as always, Derek. Appreciate it.
Yep, anytime.